Good morning, everybody. It's Monday of Thanksgiving week, and I'm excited to be here. I hope you're excited to be up and awake and doing whatever it is you get to do today. If you're in education, you in Texas, anyway, in Texas, you get a week off. So I hope you get to enjoy that and get some of your appointments. And 'cause being a teacher, I know how hard it is to get all your appointments in and all your shopping and all that stuff. So I hope you enjoy your week off and have a break. And if you are going to work, just remember it's not the whole week, hopefully for you. I don't know what your schedule's like. So yeah, share with us. Hopefully you get a little bit of time off. I know. Does anybody Black Friday shop anymore? Is that still a thing? Why are you laughing?
Because you went through the whole intro, then you went right into questions instead of saying, hey, there's someone else over here.
Oh, I'm still introing.
It's my show.
Of course.
I'm going to keep it all day.
Never mind. I'm not even going to say that. So, hey, Nick's here too. If you want to see
Nick's
him.
here too. That's how much love I get. That's how much love I get on my own show. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's greatness. I think Lindsay needs some more coffee this morning. I think Lindsay just needs to,
I'm still on my first cup, not your
some
second.
more coffee.
You have a second cup already.
I'm on my second cup. I need.
How is it? It's my homemade cold brew.
It's good.
Yeah. I found a new method, and I was gifted.
No one can see you.
I know. Nobody. That's okay. My voice is the only thing that's important. So.
I'm not going to get to my normal intro today. We're just going to hop right into Lindsay. Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
No, I'm done.
Okay, good. So I got an early Christmas present at my house. I got a coffee grinder.
Oh,
yes.
What does that mean? That means your house gets really loud in the morning.
I can make coffee, cold brew coffee, whenever I want. All the time. It's amazing. Fresh. And it's fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's my story. Yeah,
That's your story. Delicious. You're sticking to it.
It's so delicious, though.
Is
it's really good.
It's so delicious that you have to add how much creamer to it?
I didn't add that much.
Oh, are we trimming back on the creamer?
No, my coffee's just that good. I had the creamer to take away the coffee flavor of the yucky coffee flavors. So that's how I dilute my coffee is with creamer.
No, she has a shot of coffee to her creamer.
Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
It's
not about me.
You heard her say that on camera. All of you heard her say that on camera. Uh-huh.
And?
Yep. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Are you ready? So good morning, everyone. I'm Nick. That's Lindsay. We're just kind of just shooting from the hip today. Like there's just no, like we kind of have a script, but we don't have a script. And we're just kind of, it's a Monday thing. And there's a week.
Monday thing.
It's a Monday thing. And
that's not like every Monday.
That is not every Monday. Normally we got here so early. Thing. We got here so early that we actually what do?
We're like, I don't know what to do with all this time before the show.
There's no stress. I don't need to be doing this and doing that. And Mm-hmm. So like a minute before the show, I'm like, is this done? And she's like, no, I thought you did it. And I'm like, no, I thought you did it. And then it became stressful. And I thrive in stress. So, So
and you wanted to push a show back a half hour. That would just give you too much time to not be stressed.
Too much time. Pushing the show back a half hour what was a good thought. However, I would rather spend 30 minutes getting home earlier and spending time with my kids.
Mm-hmm. So, agreed.
And, we've kind of now have this 8 a.m. slot now. So, So just so everyone knows, we're going to have a show today. We're going to have a show tomorrow. And then the 3 days that we have off, we're not coming in to do a show.
Because we're not working those days.
We love you, but we're not coming in. So just FYI. So we do have a couple topics that we need to talk about. First off, the most important one is we have a couple more slots left
We do.
for the website 50. So what that is that's taking 50% off of your website. When you purchase one, I'll actually go and just pop that right up down there, right up down there, right up down there. It's up to you. It's down to me, whatever. I'm out of it.
You need more coffee. You need a third cup of coffee. Slam that one so we can pour you some more.
I need the caffeine. Yes. Ooh, ah, ha, ha, ha. So that's there. Just so you know, this is we're not just doing this for everyone. So there's a couple more slots left. If you want your website done at 50% off of our normal pricing, make sure to call us or go online and just purchase it right from the website and use that discount code. Now, so we both serve at our church.
Yes, we do.
I serve inside the sanctuary, and you serve as?
I'm a VIP host.
So a VIP host does what?
I hold a sign that's welcoming our first time guests.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I notice that you park in our first time parking spots, or if you come up to me with questions, I can help you answer them and guide you around the church and help you navigate your first time there.
Perfect. So then I serve inside the church. So helping people find seats, especially on the floor, giving direction, handing out tissues, because when there's music going and there's emotions going, people just let out their emotions. So you're handing out tissue. Yeah, I'm the tissue man. And you want to know what? I'm happy to be the tissue man, because that means that God's moving in there.
We actually just signed up. My husband and I also signed up to serve in kids as well.
Oh, nice. Now,
Yes.
are you going to serve where your kids are?
I am going to serve where I will not, where my patience will not be run as thin as quickly.
So what does that mean?
The older kids.
You don't want to hold little babies and just squish on them? Aw.
No, I don't really care to be spit up on anymore. I had my babies. I'm going to take a hiatus until I have grandkids.
There you go. All right. So grandkids, no rush on that.
No.
So the sermon
Yes.
was about blind spots and how you need to have good people in your life, and you need to be willing to listen to them, because what you might see as a strength, or what you might see as just a way of doing things, might actually be a blind spot that you have.
So wait a minute, to segue that, because we just jumped from serving to the sermon. So
Yes.
we both served yesterday. I
Mhm.
serve at the 9:00. He serves at the 11. Because you're in the sanctuary, you get to serve and hear the message.
Yes.
I do not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can, but I felt like I was supposed to be where I was supposed to be, and that was not in the sanctuary. It was making fellowship and having discussions with other people So I did not hear the message, and he goes, "Hey, did you hear it? What did you think about this?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because I didn't go home and I didn't watch it. I know, I'm like, ugh. I guess I'll have to go home and listen to it again
Okay.
for the first time. So that's where like Nick's talking about the blind spots. That's what the message was yesterday.
Was
correct?
blind spots.
Yes.
So later today, you and I get to have a conversation
Awesome.
about my blind spots.
Great.
Because so if you go back and you listen to the message, he talks about who do you trust in your life. Like, don't just go ask anyone, right? Because you don't need everyone's opinion, okay? But the people that you KLT, the people that you know, like, and trust, people that are in your life and spend time with you and spend life with you, ask them, what are some blind spots you might have? And it was really interesting because I'm a loud individual, right? I'm also a very stern individual, especially when it comes to my kids and even other people's kids. I'm a stern individual. And maybe sometimes my sternness, because people are not around me a lot, maybe that comes off very aggressive to some individuals,
It can.
right? So there's there are questions that I need to ask. And this is a conversation that Amber and I are having. Great. What are blind spots maybe in our marriage? What are blind spots that we're having between each other?
Can you see that if it's a blind spot?
No. That's why I need her to tell me it's my blind spot.
But like if you said in your marriage, if you are analyzing your marriage, you're both in the middle of that. How do you analyze something that
There
you're both
you
in the middle
go.
of?
So Lindsay, we need you and Dustin to come tell us what are some blind spots we're having in our marriage. Good morning, Amber. Good morning, Rob. You know, but these are. Go ahead.
I think that takes a lot of growth out of an individual to say, hey, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I can't see. Tell me, because it's pretty much taking off your armor and saying, poke holes in and tell me where I need to grow. Like that's a big thing. That's huge for somebody to just kind of say, hey, I know that you're going to think about this. You're going to take your time. You're really going to not just go to hurt me and say things that are hurtful. You're going to help me grow as an individual. Will you help me see what I can't see?
And that's why it needs to be with people that actually know you, that want your best interest, that want you to succeed. Because if you go ask this question who does not have your best interest at heart and does not want you to succeed, you've now opened yourself up to just be hurt. Right? Now his message was not that. Like, very much go find people that you KLT, know, like, and trust, people that know you, that have your best interest at heart, that want to help you grow. Right. So I thought that was very much needed. If you get a chance, go back, watch that sermon. There was just so much greatness that was being shared there. And, let's move to the next topic, because I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, and I will talk about this one thing for like the next 20 minutes.
Quick question.
Lindsay has questions.
Who was the first person up in your house today?
Me.
How did that feel? Is it always you? Are you always the first person up?
Yes, I'm always the first person up. That was kind of funny. Nick, are you the first person up? You've met my family.
That's true.
My family does not do mornings.
They don't like
They
mornings.
don't. I love mornings.
That's true.
You know what was fun though? Is my 5:30 alarm clock went off, and I was like, I could lay here for an extra 30 minutes. I don't have to get up, get everything done, so then I can go wake up the rest of my family and make sure I keep everyone on track.
Or I don't need 30 minutes to wake up everybody.
No, I don't. And it was nice. So I slept from 5:30 to 6. And then I remembered a quote that Travis Hitt said to me. He said sleeping in his laziness. And I was like,
Smack you in the face in the morning. Man,
I know.
Just dropping it.
So I was, I was going to men's Bible study, because we have at Elevate Life, there's a Mighty Men's Bible study, right?
On Saturday morning.
It starts at 7 a.m. You only want to get there between like 6:30, 6:45. And, my brother Tommy, who's very much a leader at Elevate, he was not able to make it for just some family things that he was taking care of. And I'm like, oh, he probably slept in. And I heard Travis say, sleeping in his weakness, he's going to watch online. And I'm like, okay, Travis, okay. You're good, brother. You're good.
Travis would call him out. Yeah.
Oh,
they've been best friends for so long, haven't they? Travis and your brother?
Since junior high.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it's elementary school, but I definitely remember junior high.
Yeah.
And now they're, they went their different directions in life, and now they're back at Elevate Life Church serving together.
That's so cool.
Two very different careers, two different family plans, family directions, but yes, definitely serving together. And it's really awesome.
That is awesome. So I asked because my alarm went off, except it wasn't my alarm. It was my daughter. That came into my room and said, Mommy, it's morning time. It's time to get out of bed. I said, no, my alarm hasn't gone off yet. It's not morning time.
What time was this?
I think it was like between 5 and 5:30.
So the sun. So just so you know, 5 and 5:30, the sun's not up.
The sun is not up.
The sun is nowhere close
She
to
goes,
being up.
Mommy, it's almost morning time. The sun is almost up. I said, oh, sweet girl.
my goodness.
No, come lay back down. It is not time to get up
Right.
yet. And I just felt her wiggling and rolling and playing with her taggies. And yeah. And then she rolls over and she goes, Mom, I need to go potty. Mom, I need a drink.
Oh, just relentless.
Oh, okay, I guess I'm awake. So, anyway,
So you got woke up by the kiddos.
I did. Well, kiddo. Yes.
Kiddo.
The other one was still sleeping when I left.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that she'll adopt that habit later, like as she grows up. Because I remember Tristan, he used to come and wake us up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and same thing. And now Lexi's doing the same thing. So I'm just hoping that it's like a phase.
Or maybe you need to get more energy out of them.
Yes, that might be true too.
So we went to the park over this weekend, and I met some really awesome neighbors. But it was just goodness gracious, the park near the house. So this
At the school?
yes,
Okay.
at the school. Just I mean, the girls can just play for hours there.
Yes.
There's so many things to do. But I met this family. They're like, yeah, we actually park hop. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, oh, like we actually sit down with our kids who they're a little bit older, and they're like, yeah, we plan out a park date, and so on at the park at the school, there's tables, right, and they're probably 4 foot by 4 foot. It was packed. Like there were bottled water, there was snacks, there was the stroller was on the side. Like they were just like, I was like, wow, this thing is a whole like movement for them, and they make a whole day of it. Like go into the park.
So they go to one park in the day, or do
Yes.
they go to several parks throughout the day? Because that's what I think of park hopping.
So sorry, they do park planning.
Okay.
Like when they leave, they're not going back home till the kids are wiped.
That's genius.
I was like, that is really cool. And he's like
We
some
need to
kind
have
of
more
operations
than-
guy.
We need to
For-
have several families invited for this to work.
That way, all the
properly.
kids can,
Yes. Yes.
just wear each other out. Yep, I'm
Yes.
agreeing with this.
Yes.
I like this idea. Yes, I do.
Yes.
Laziness is sleeping in. Ouch, but true. Right, Gary? Right?
Yep.
Oh man.
I have another thing to work on.
Yes.
Yes, because I
So
like to sleep.
here we
in.
go. So here we go. What is sleeping into you? Like what is a good time to wake up? Like for you, like I know people who wake up at 4:30 in the morning. There's a guy that goes to our church that has a 4 a.m. workout. And I am so proud of him for doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Not going to happen. I don't want to.
Think about how much. Wow. Think about how much you could get done though if you got up at 4:30, got your workout out of the way. Like then you got home, you could clean up, get breakfast. You could make pancakes every morning for your girls.
Lindsay, I love the fact that you want to do this. Go ahead.
I don't want to do
You
this.
couldn't start doing the
I said
4 a.m.
you could make pancakes for your girls.
No, but here we go. So can I run on 4 hours of sleep? Yes.
And I think that's key. You have to figure out how many hours are you functioning at your optimal level.
There you go.
For me, it's 8.
Right? For me, I can go between like 6 and 7. Like if I get 6 or 7, I'm pretty on point. I go 4, I can do 4 hours for about 3 days, and then it is visibly noticeable that I'm not running at 100%.
Do you remember, like I actually did this for a while. I was adamant about going to bed on time so that I could get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Do you remember how I was functioning that month, that week, those 2
Yes,
weeks?
please go back to that.
It was my
Yes,
whole mentality.
please
It was
go
just
back to
so
that.
different.
And
So
I think
different.
that's needed, right? I'm not saying don't have don't spend time with your family or don't have some kind of a nightlife, right? But when it's work time and you're parent mode and you need those patience when you're working, you really have
so
an
much
objective.
patience
You
for my
did,
kids.
And it just,
And for other people, like people in general, I had more patience for them.
she was not as growly. Dustin's like, please go back to 7 or 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Old man Gary
Yeah,
needs
probably.
7 to 8. Gary's not old. He's
No.
hilarious. But I think that's very neat. Like, you need to figure out what your optimal sleep is, and maybe you're hardwired. Maybe you're hardwired to work on 5-6 hours.
Do you know that there's studies that have been done that have linked the amount of sleep that you get to the amount of weight loss or gain that you have?
Yes,
Isn't
Yep.
that crazy?
because if you're sleeping, your body's burning energy, and you're not able to eat. So you actually
So you're fasting. You're intermittent fasting automatically. As long as you don't eat right before you go to bed.
or if you are gonna eat, make sure it is something that is more protein heavy. Not don't eat. So
Don't eat
this
donuts, don't eat candy, don't eat ice cream. That's what I heard.
is cereal.
Eat it for breakfast. Eat ice cream for breakfast. Eat your candy for a snack, and eat donuts.
Do not listen to Lindsay right now. Do not listen to her. That is horrible. You're going to go through a fast, you're going to sleep, and then you're going to wake up, and the first thing you're going to put into your body is something that is so sugar heavy. It's going to, oh my, do not take Lindsay advice right now.
Part of why I am the way I am.
Oh my gosh.
So growing up, we would catch the bus, right? So my parents were gone. Like they would wake us up and they would leave. And my brother and I, we would eat bowls of ice cream for breakfast because nobody was there to tell us no. We would have like a whole half gallon of ice cream gone in 2 days.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it was ridiculous.
So if you're ever, that explains the
So
coffee.
much. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm addicted to sugar and caffeine and probably some other things, but we don't need to talk about that.
Man, that's hilarious. I love it. Okay, so we're actually going to get some kind of topics out. So real quick, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, Meta, META, Facebook, Instagram. So right now they have end-to-end encryption on WhatsApp.
What does that mean?
So end-to-end encryption means that all it means is that it's encrypted. All it means is there's an extra layer of encryption going from, so when the data's sent from point A to point B,
Okay.
it's harder to grab that data and just read it. That's something that they do have on WhatsApp, which is why the Chinese government does not like it. And other communist governments don't like it.
Kind of funny.
Right. So they already have it on WhatsApp, and they were trying to get it implemented in 2022, but it looks like when you have how many 3.5 billion users, there's just a lot more that has to go into it. There's a bit more infrastructure. I think what they're looking at doing is with their direction and going into AR and VR, and with them wanting to have, company discussions in AR and VR. That's why they're having to implement this. But it's a larger role than what they originally thought it would be.
So is that only for direct messaging?
That is a great question. No, that should be yes, because it should be direct messaging and group messaging.
Okay. So just the messaging aspect.
Correct.
No other encryption on any other side of the platform.
No, we're not talking about comments. We're not talking about likes. We're not talking about going video. We're not talking about post. Not that. Strictly the messaging.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
that's good. That's good. Forbes came out, and I really like this.
I love Forbes.
Sometimes I love Forbes. Sometimes I love this Forbes. I love this Forbes article, and it said, "Stop blaming the platforms for society's ills," and that's actually the title of it.
I need a plastic mic.
Right. And I think this needs to be said. This needs to be talked about. Right. And I'm going to use a LinkedIn example real quick. This happened last week. Okay.
I know what you're going to say.
Yes. So come to find out. So this individual is in HR. She's in HR
Did
for
she get
a
in
large
trouble?
company. Oh, give me here, okay? Stay with me. She's in HR. She has a very professional LinkedIn, and she did one photo, okay, that showed some cleavage, okay,
Probably taken at a
at a different angle than usual, right? and then of course, do guys and girls start messaging her? Okay, and saying suggestive things. Mm-hmm. And this, I'm not saying what they did was right? Okay. Right. But then she goes on and says, it's LinkedIn's fault that I got these messages.
Ooh, do you think that's what this is referring to?
No, the Forbes did not go. Forbes does not care about this HR person. Oh. Well, she is not that big of a deal.
Sparked the idea.
But I think that is so ridiculous. And she even goes in her blog, I'm almost done. In her blog, she says, I did this on purpose. I did this on purpose. I knew what was going to happen. I did it on purpose, and it's a platform's fault. No.
Because you're showing your goods on digital media, it's the platform's fault.
It's the platform's fault. No, you need to take ownership for the information and the photos and the videos and the text that you put out there. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I interrupted you. I'm so sorry. I need to get the rest of my thought out.
That's okay. Are you finished?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you talk. But it's absolutely ridiculous. That's like an Instagram model saying, "Oh, these guys are flirting with me on Instagram." You took that picture.
Right.
You took that photo. You took that video. Mm-hmm. Don't blame the platform for what you did.
Right. It's kind of like baiting. It is baiting. She's baiting people into that response by posting that post and having that picture showing. And as an HR person, how do you do that with a clear conscience?
As an HR person, you should be setting the example mm-hmm. for the rest of the company to be following on LinkedIn.
Right.
Not playing this game mm-hmm. on LinkedIn. Like, I'm very surprised that she still has a LinkedIn. If I was LinkedIn, I would shut her down. Because you're now going after an asset that I own, and you are purposely smearing an asset that I own. Mm-hmm. I am LinkedIn, I am Facebook, I am Instagram, right? I'm not required to give you a profile. If LinkedIn wanted to delete Nick Gartside off of LinkedIn right now, they could.
Mm-hmm. Without question.
Without question.
Without statement. Without notifying you. Mm-hmm. It's their property.
It's their property. And I'm just a user.
You just use it.
And that's it. But Nick, is responsible for the content that I publish out there. Mm-hmm. It's not the platform's fault.
And?
No, that was it. It looked like you were about to say something, so I was going to let it go. So here we go, right? So I think this was very good of Forbes, the writer at Forbes, to come out with this, right? Mm-hmm. Stop blaming society. Stop
blaming the platforms.
Stop blaming the platforms. Start looking back at yourself. What are you putting out there? Mm-hmm. If you want to be positive, right?
Yep.
If you're wanting people to connect with you, then put that kind of information out there.
Yes.
If you're a parent, limit how much time you spend on social media. I was actually...
Why?
As a parent?
Yep.
Where do you think these kids are getting this from? Why are these kids on these phones as much as the analytics say they are? Their parents are doing the exact same thing. You're leading your household by example. Mm. It's funny. I had like 15 messages on Facebook. I have about 30 text messages that I have not responded to yet. You want to know why? Yesterday, when I was not working on the house projects and I needed the flashlight on my phone, the phone was down. It was my daughter's time. It was my wife's time. Mm-hmm. It was time to spend time with them. Email. So go ahead.
I just got an email actually from KidStrong, and it was talking about, are your kids on, what's too much screen time? Mm-hmm. And it's funny because they gave suggestions in there as to, if you're 0 to 18 months, and this is for kids, but 0 to 18 months, no screen time. And how many times do you see babies sitting in a cart or at a table or something? I've seen it. I did it. Like my 18-month-old son, we used to let him watch Coco Melon on our phone or whatever. And yeah, so it was just, and then, you know, up to like it was 2 to 5 years, an hour a day. 1 hour a day is enough screen time. And then 6 and up, 2 hours. So if you think about that, how much time are you allowing your kids to be in front of a screen? Not just the TV, not a tablet, not a phone, everything. A computer screen playing video games, all of it combined. How much screen time are you allowing them to have?
So, so I do believe there's a difference here. There's screen time where it's educational, and then there's screen time where they're playing video games or drawing or coloring, right? Or are you lumping all that in?
Kids Strong they lumped it all together because it's also setting habits for sedentary lifestyle. Are you grooming your kids to sit behind a desk, or are you grooming them to be active?
So that is so good. And it's not whether or not you agree with Kids Strong or don't agree with Kids Strong. Start having the discussion in your household. Right? What is a limit that I am going to put on my kids for screen time?
Yeah. And it actually made me think of, like we need to come up with something that helps communicate to my kids where they're at in their screen time, because they don't understand. They don't understand how time works yet. Like my son who's 6, he's just starting to figure it out, and he has no concept of the actual time.
Right.
That's being spent. He was like, yeah, that was probably like 2 minutes, and it was an hour. And I'm like, no, like, no, we need to have some kind of, and a visual. So I was thinking, like, I was picturing this clock that we could somehow, I'm sure they have one already made that I don't need to create, but somehow like it changes colors when you change the time on the clock, or like a battery with a slider that changes colors.
I was thinking something simple like a kitchen timer.
Right, but how do you visualize them to them later and saying, look, you've already spent all your time this morning watching TV, or you watched this show this morning and that took up 20 minutes. So you only have this much time left.
Kitchen timer. You have so a kitchen timer normally goes up to an hour, right? 60 minutes. Spin it on up, sit down, have that conversation. Great, this is 60 minutes. And about the 20-minute mark, if they're really into their tablet or device, great, I would actually pull them away from that. Hey, look, 20 minutes has gone by. You have 40 minutes left. Do you want to keep playing it now, or do you want to save this 40 minutes for later?
Okay, but you can't pause the kitchen timer.
But I can know where I left it.
Oh, that's putting way too much responsibility on my brain. You have to remember, you're talking to mom brains here. We need this to be able to be set
automated. Got it. Okay. Well, you want to know what? I'm sure there is some device on Amazon.
And if not, I need to create this.
You
I need
do.
to figure this
you need
out
to create it and have it made in China and shipped back to the United States. Okay, Vietnam, whatever.
I'm sure. Yeah. But honestly, because it's just, and I need to have one for myself. How much time have I been on the screen? Well, I'm on a computer screen all stinking day. So my 2 hours is, Nick, I can't work after 2 hours.
You want to know what, Lindsay? Here we go. I love this idea. I want you to find a networking event to go to every day, so you have a break in your day to get away from your screens. And then what's funny, right? We work in front of the screens all day, and then you go to a happy hour, you go to lunch, you go to dinner, and people go right from the computer screen to their phone screen.
Yes.
People, adults, don't even take a break themselves.
No.
And you wonder where your kids get it from.
Or we watch a movie when we get home. Or we watch a movie and play a game on our phone at the same time.
Right? Right? It is interesting. And here's the thing, right? You need to start regulating. And before you start regulating your kids, you need to look at your own blind spot.
Yeah.
How much are you on your device?
I don't need you to tell me that that's a blind spot for me. I know.
No. And I understand. I'm also I'm talking to myself here,
No,
right?
Yeah.
When I get home, I actually go put my phone on the charger and I take off my watch and put that on the charger. Not that the batteries need to be recharged, but so I actually turn this off and spend time with my family.
Or here's a concept. Turn it off.
No, I'd rather have a full battery when I actually need it.
But another practice that people are not really great at is a shutting down their devices.
Oh, no, I shut down my device at least once a week just to restart it. You have to. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have an iPhone, a Google phone, it doesn't matter what you have. You need to restart your device at least once a week. Our modem, our router, I turn that off and on at least once a month. I'm also a nerd. And I understand the value of turning something off and turning it back on again,
Most
especially in
people
the technology.
don't understand that though.
Well, it's funny because like my dad, I love my dad, but he's like, my phone won't work, rah, rah, rah. And I'll be like, Dad, have you turned it off and turned it back on again?
How
He's
long
like,
has it been?
exactly. And 90% of the time, that's exactly what it is.
And it
It's
fixes
just,
it.
and
Yeah,
it fixes
just
it.
resetting it.
It really does. Hey, is that what's going on with our economy? Are they trying to turn it off and turn it back on again?
I think they're trying to flush it first.
They're trying to flush it first.
Is that?
Oh my goodness gracious. There's a Next app, Screen Timer.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I can't read the comments right now because, but that's awesome.
So
Thank
Gary
you for
says
that.
there's an app that you can put on your device called Screen Timer. I wonder if it could like have a countdown or something that actually stays on top of another app, so you can see like the timer as it goes down, or maybe it beeps every 10 minutes.
So,
No, this is a good idea. I don't think we need to come up with a solution right now, but I do definitely see how this could become a further conversation,
sure.
right?
So the whole point with the timer also is being disciplined with it. We have a timer on his, my son's, what's it called?
Tablet,
Nope.
laptop. Well, what else does he have? Phone?
His Nintendo Switch.
Oh, his gaming
Thank you.
console.
Yes, his gaming console. He has a Nintendo Switch and it has a timer on it, and it's and it dings. Hey, you have 5 minutes left, or hey, it's been 30 minutes, or hey, it's been, and we can set that to whatever time we wanted. And when he and I are playing, like I have to get up and I have to help Lexi or I have to pause. So there's been times where I'm like, oh, it's okay. We can play past the 30 minutes timer. And that's not good either, because that's just setting an example for him that it's okay not to follow the timer.
It's
So be careful.
it is, and I think that's why parenting is an ever evolving learning experience.
You sent me a text over the weekend. I don't even remember what it said. Do you remember what it said? No.
Oh, so Amber has this. There's actually a timer on. If you own ABC Mouse, you can actually set a timer on your devices for that. And I know we pay for ABC Mouse.
Having kids is a lifetime project.
Yes,
That's what you sent me.
Yes. Okay. So
Okay,
we
this
were.
is our last topic because we have
So
to.
we were working on a project.
Yes.
So we're building a new table.
Yes.
Okay, we're building a table, and we were talking about kids, and we were like, when you have kids, you've officially started a lifetime project. Like, there's no you're gonna have kids, you're gonna raise them, and it came up because Pastor Keith was talking about Pastor Josh and how a big turning point in Pastor Josh's life was when he was 26. And how he was raising him and helping mold him and helping him grow as an individual. And we were talking about this in our household between Amber and myself about the sermon. It was, when you have kids, you've officially started a lifetime project. You're always going to be refining that individual. You're always going to be helping grow that individual. You're always going to be in some form or fashion leading that individual. right? And then it came to the next step is, why do we rush to have kids so early?
Right.
Like, let's say you're going to live to 100 years old.
Oh man.
You're only 20% through your life, and you're like, I'm going to have kids. Like, you don't even, like, it's so funny. Like, I'm 40 now, and I'm still like, I'm still learning, right? Like Amber has said multiple times, her 30s have been her best years because it's now here where we started having kids and going through that. But man, I mean, if you were a young parent, congrats to you. Like, you got into that game fast, right? And if you were like Nick, it really wasn't my decision, but I decided to step up and have this life anyway. Even more props to you.
It was their decision.
I'm not going to sit here and say that's for everyone. Okay. So
Okay, true.
that's
Yes,
that is
but
another,
most of the
that is
time.
another topic. We're not going down that road. Okay. If you have decided to raise an individual, another life starting very young, props to you. Okay. You had to learn how to be a 40-year-old really quickly.
Or they didn't.
We're not going down that direction. We're not going down there. Stay on the positive with me, Lindsay. Stay on the positive, okay?
Yes.
Stay on the positive, okay?
Yes, sir.
So,
we have 2 minutes left.
but it's very interesting because, you know, we talk about, you know, these kids having kids, and honestly, wait, because when you decide to have that life, when you decide to have that child, you're starting a lifetime project, and it's going to change, and you are adding a whole nother layer of influence into your life that you're gonna have, that you now have to invest time into, right? This individual will love you, right? But at the end of the day, you are the one who's investing time and energy and love and affection into that individual, and it's a lifetime project.
Yes.
It doesn't go away.
It never goes away.
You know? So that was where the conversation was, is Amber and I were having this discussion. We were like, kids are lifetime projects. Thank God. I love my little lifetime projects. And do I know that I have a lot of learning to do as a parent? Absolutely. But what I'm doing now, and this was another conversation that Amber and I had, was we're going to be more intentional about aligning ourselves with people who have great family relationships and great kids. They've done it, right? And now they can start imparting that knowledge, that expertise into us so we can be better parents. Because as awesome as I am, I'm not the perfect parent. I know. Sorry, everyone.
I don't think anybody was holding their breath on that one.
Oh, no, they are. They are. Absolutely, they are.
Amber's probably laughing.
I know. But so just FYI, guys, if you're young, hey, take your time on that. Like, there's no reason to start a lifetime project right now.
Yeah.
Here we go. You ready for this? Just get through the weekend projects.
Yeah. Start the weekend project. See if you can get that done without a hitch.
Right.
And then start a month project and see if that goes off without a hitch. And then a 6-month project. And then you're just going to gradually build yourself up to this.
You ready for this? Try a marriage.
Right?
Because guess what? That's another lifetime project, right? Right?
Hey, and enjoy the marriage before you start having those kids.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it's so funny how these big decisions, these big life-altering decisions, right? We're telling kids, not you and I, but society's telling kids it's okay to make that decision in your teens. It's okay to make that decision in your early 20s. Why not pump the brakes on this a little bit? Why not make sure that that's really direction you want to go? I would almost say when it comes time for these kids, okay, and understand when I say kids, I'm talking 0 to 25, okay? When we talk about these kids, let's talk about what's your plan? Why do you want to do this? Let's start having those discussions, right? I mean, how different would my life been if someone had sat me down and go, well, Nick, what are your goals? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? What kind of life do you want to have? What kind of family do you want to have?
Right.
And not saying that that's exactly what would led me to right here, but maybe I would have taken an easier path maybe I would have taken a more fulfilling path to get to here.
Maybe my foundation would be more set for my kids to be built upon.
Right? Maybe your legacy, maybe the legacy that you're creating would have had a stronger foundation for your kids to be building upon.
We started going to Elevate Life when I was pregnant with Tristan. So it was already past that point. But had we gotten plugged into Elevate Life prior to that, I think in hearing this leadership standpoint and hearing these different mindsets, that it doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to, you don't have to continue this cycle. And not that it was, I was in my late 20s when I was pregnant with Tristan. So it wasn't like I jumped on that ship early or anything. So it was, but still, like, my decisions probably would have been different.
I know mine would have been.
Yes. Like, I have goals that I want to get done.
Right.
I want to travel. I would have done all of that before I had kids, because now it's just an extra layer of complication.
Well, and now, yes,
in a loving way, like
it is another level of complication. Absolutely, it is. You know, and to sit here and act like it's not is just lying to yourself. Okay. Now, there's nothing bad with the complication. We're not saying it's bad, but if you travel with kids, it is more complex. It does require more planning to get something done. Right. And there are certain countries that I would go to myself and I would take Amber with me. There's no way I'm taking my girls with me.
Right.
Right. There are certain, there are places inside the United States that I would go to, that I would take Amber with me. There are certain cities and just different things to do inside but I wouldn't take my 3 girls with me.
Right.
Absolutely not. Right. So no, I do absolutely believe there is another layer. There is another layer. Right. Now, eventually, are they going to be old enough to travel with you? Yes. But going back to the leadership, okay, we're not talking about just Pastor Keith and Pastor Josh. Well, I'm talking about Gary Gregory, right? I'm talking about Kayvon. I'm talking about Sean, people that we've had as guests, and we need to get Kayvon on the show too at some point in time. People that are other leaders within the church, okay, and they're not on staff, but they're serving at the church, and they're imparting leadership ideas, and they're imparting leadership knowledge. I mean, I sat there and had a conversation with Kayvon for about 10 minutes about just different things. And he's older than me. He has kids that are older than mine. And just listening to him, right? Going back to the men's Bible study, just listening to the other men that are older than me, that are imparting that knowledge.
Yes.
As a man who is a leader in my household, I need that. I need people around me to help level me up, right? My wife needs me around other men to level me up. Because as leader of the household, if I'm growing and I'm leveling up, I get to bring my family with me. As I level up, I bring my family with me. As I level up, I bring the people that are in my sphere of influence with me. And the number one place you have influence is within your own household.
It's the number one place you can make a change.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep. Well, it has been so fun being online with you.
So I think this show is going to have to change. Are you ready? I don't think this show can be 30 minutes anymore.
Yes.
I think it's going to have to
be 30 minutes.
Nope. I think it's going to have to be an hour.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. And
No.
we will talk about it. We will talk about it offline because we're going to move the show to an hour.
No, we're not.
But it's
No.
yes, because here we go, right? If we have Gary back on this show, that man's just going to drop so much knowledge. Like, I'm not going to want him to stop.
It's called discipline, Nick.
I have lots of discipline. That's why we can move this to an hour, because we're going to get that much more work done.
No.
Lindsay says no. I say yes. What do you guys think? Should we move this show to an hour?
No.
Are you on the no side or the yes side? Always be on the yes side. Always say yes.
Okay, yes, man.
Yes. Well, that was a great movie. Did you ever watch that movie?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
Oh my gosh.
Is it funny?
You need to watch Date night. We have this on.
Glenn says 59 minutes. 59 minutes.
Great compromise. Thanks, Glenn.
Not 45 minutes, right to 59. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate that.
59 minutes and 59 seconds.
So we just to
man.
recap. So those of you that are watching, we're going to have a show today, a show tomorrow.
Yes.
We will not have a show Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. That is family time. We love y'all. We do love y'all.
Yes, we do.
But you know, I'm not going to drive up here to have the show because I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm going to make pancakes.
Ooh. I might come over for breakfast.
Wednesday morning pancakes. Oh, that's a great idea. Yo, I'm going to do pancakes on Wednesday. Yes. Done. Settled. Done.
You're welcome, Amber.
You're welcome, Amber. Oh my goodness. So I gave my girls waffles with peanut butter for the first time for dinner. We did a breakfast for dinner.
That's a lot of sugar and carbs.
Oh yeah, they're and then they started getting like, Dad, you know, about halfway through, they're like, this is kind of tough to chew through, you know, the waffle and the peanut butter. So then I put some syrup on it.
Oh, that's good.
They cleaned their plates. They
probably licked them clean.
They did. They absolutely did. London was like, I'm having another one. Like, Daddy, make me another one. This is delicious. But you want to know what? When you give them that heavy food, they slept so good. Like after the sugar.
That's my problem with Lexi. I need to fill her up with some more food.
No, like we fill, because if not, that's exactly what they do. If you don't fill the kid up, right, they'll wake up. Oh, I'm hungry. Right? London's really big about that. Like in the mornings, if we didn't give her a heavy enough dinner, that's she's like, Dad, I'm hungry. Can you please get up and get me food? And I'm like, okay. So if I want to sleep in past 4 a.m. No, past 4 a.m. because that's what she'll do. She'll come down at like 4 in the morning. So no, I don't want to be woken up at 4 in the morning. So yes.
Why not? It's fabulous.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You want to know what? I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have 4 a.m. morning conversations. I just unless. So here we go, right?
No. We were wrapping up the show, Nick.
No, we're not. 2022 is coming along, right? Have you guys planned like one vacation? Have you guys thought about doing maybe like a road trip?
Are you asking me or the audience?
You.
Oh, me.
Like, let's go a step back. Whoop. We're going to hop. Have you guys...
I need more coffee.
Have you guys thought about, like, what is your plan for 2022? What are your goals?
No.
Not yet?
No, we have not, because we are uncertain what traveling regulations are going to be in place at that time. And there are things that we're willing and not willing to do that. So that has put our traveling on hold.
What about a staycation?
A staycation. Nope, we haven't thought about it.
Feel like staycation.
Nope.
I'm like, I don't really need, like, I can drive 3 minutes or do a 10-minute walk and be at a lagoon.
At a lagoon, yes.
At a lagoon. You want to know what?
But it's not quite
come do a staycation with us.
It is not quite the same.
The lagoon is not the same?
As a actual beach?
Yes, your eyes don't burn when you open your eyes under the water. You know, nothing's swimming up and stinging you.
Who opens their eyes in the water without goggles on?
I do.
Oh, that's just crazy.
What? You don't?
No.
What is that thing where you stand on a board and you do the little...
Kayaking?
No, you stand up on it.
No.
You don't sit in it. You
paddleboarding.
That's what we need to take up.
I do want to do that, actually. I do want to
I think it'd be fun to teach
do that.
the kids how to do some paddleboarding.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's a goal for 2022, Amber. We're going to do this.
I'm cool with that goal.
Yep. Let's do this.
But the lagoon doesn't have the waves like the beach.
And?
I love the waves. That's one of the funnest parts of the beach.
I will bring you a speaker that will sound like waves are crashing.
No, it's
on
not the sound.
shoreline.
That's what you play at the beach. You play in the waves at the beach.
Yep, that is correct.
And if you don't have waves, you have to play in the sand, and that just gets everywhere.
Oh, okay, so here we go. If you had to go to a beach, would you go East Coast or West Coast?
I've actually never been to the East Coast, so I can't answer that question. Well, that's not true. I've been to Florida's East Coast.
Were you on Gulf side or ocean side?
Oh, Florida's East Coast would be the
Ocean side.
ocean side.
Yeah.
I like their Gulf Coast better.
Why? There's no big waves.
There's also no, like, the East Coast beach that I went to was very rocky, so it wasn't like
Oh, you didn't go to a
beach.
good East Coast
No,
beach.
apparently not.
No, you did not.
So that's my only reference.
No, you did not.
Apparently.
I have family in Florida.
Do you?
Yes.
We need to meet them.
I think there might be a road trip involved here.
That sounds fun.
Right?
Yes,
Right?
I like road trips. And in the West Coast, the only beach that I've gone to, there were sea lions, so it was very cold. It was very cold.
Did you swim with the sea
I
lions?
did not go in the water. No.
Why not?
It was cold. I was wearing a parka.
I was wearing a parka.
It was so cold. We had hats and gloves and a parka on. Like, no.
Not jumping into that water.
It was spring break, and it was Northern California, and
You're on spring break.
I was in middle school or high
Okay.
school, and we went to California to visit my aunt
Yeah.
for spring break. So, yeah, most
In
of the
parkas.
pictures,
Could you
I'm
make-
in sweatshirts and jackets, and it was
Today
it was cold.
is sweatshirt day. It was beautiful out
Yes.
today.
Was it still is?
It still is.
Still is.
Still
if you
is.
haven't been out, it's very beautiful.
So, do you think getting on a cruise that goes to Alaska, a cold cruise, not a hot cruise, good idea or bad idea?
It is something I would enjoy doing because you see different sights. Like, I would like to go on a cruise like that because you see more whales and different things. It's more sightseeing. I don't. Yeah, I've only been on one cruise in my life. No, 2 cruises. But
Well, with who?
my husband.
No, like what brand was it called?
We went with Royal Caribbean.
And how was it?
It was fabulous. I enjoyed it.
Were there kids on there?
Yes.
Did you even pay attention?
No.
No. You want?
It didn't affect me at that time. Like, I didn't.
Right.
So, but the best cruise was we went with another couple. That was super fun. I don't know that I the next cruises that I go on, I would want to take or go with another couple for sure. It's just more fun. It's a different added layer of
Complexity.
complexity. Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right. So we're actually going to listen to Glenn. We're going to stop this right at
Oh my
59
gosh.
minutes. Right at 59
Okay.
minutes. And I'm watching the timer. We're at 59 minutes right about now. So you were loved. Bring your greatness this week. You have a short week and then you got family. Make sure you guys get everything done. Take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes. Sit down, write your plan of the day. That is exactly what we're about to do, is
Yep.
finishing out the plan of the day. So make sure you have your plan. That way you get it all done. You feel good about it and you can just roll with it.
Don't overwhelm your plan.
Don't overwhelm it, but go ahead and make sure that you
Rise up.
and then crush it.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.